Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. So we have the end of training ceremony for the 11th promotion of AMIA officers. The World Cup trophy continues its journey in Africa. Welcome to our newsroom. The Minister of Interior and Acting Minister of Defense, Saeed Nur Hassan, in the presence of the Chief of Staff of the General Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, sponsored this Thursday, September 8, 2022, at the Joint Military Academy of Arta, AMIA, the ceremony marking the end of training of the 11th class of officer cadet, having started their training as officers in 2019 for a course of 3 years. This 11th class came up to an end today. Upon his arrival, the Minister Saeed Nur Hassan was welcomed by the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, and the Director of the Academy, Colonel Muhammad Mumin Abdi. Then together they carried out the review of the troops, composed of the commanders of the troops, the flag and its guard, and the cadet in training consisting of the first years newly enrolled, the second years and the third year in finishing phase. During this review, the national anthem was played. Let us recall that ARTA Joint Military Academy is an ambitious national project born from the political will of the President of the Republic and Supreme Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, created by presidential decree on December 5, 2007. The ARTA Joint Military Academy, AMIA, was officially inaugurated on January Academy is a military institution whose vocation is to train active officers of the Djiboutian Armed Forces, the Republican Guard, the National Gendarmerie, and the Coast Guard. The ARTA Joint Military Academy is the school of excellence for command and decision making. Its mission is to recruit through a selective competition cadet to educate and train them so that each of them can become a leader of character, competent, physically robust, and mentally able to command with exemplarity in the most difficult situation. To date, EMEA has trained 300 officers, including 21 female personnel who serve the countries in positions of responsibility both at home and abroad. The ceremony was attended by General Tahir Ali Mohammed, Chief of the Defense Staff, General Comfort, commanding the French forces stationed in Djibouti, the Defense and Security Forces, as well as the friendly forces present on the national territory, such as the French forces and American forces. Let us also note the presence of the prefect of the Artas region, Mr. Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, the elders and the ulama of the regions. Colonel Muhammad Mumin Abdi, director of the Academy AMIA, spoke first. Colonel Muhammad Mumin Abdi, director of the Academy, spoke first for the Ministers of Interior and Acting Minister of Defense for having presided over the ceremony of the 11th promotion of officers. In his speech, Colonel Muhammad Mumin Abdi stressed that this class of 27 cadets, including two female trainees, most of them holding a license, has spared no effort to during their military training to acquire all the skills and know how to command men in all situations and with confidence. In the first part of his speech, the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, recalled that the primary objective of the creation of the military academy will of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. AMIA has the vocation to train officers with military knowledge and able to exercise authorities. In the continuity of his speech, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim congratulated the laureate for their courage and determination through their training, which resulted in a total success. He urged them to maintain this exemplarity and be up to the responsibility that will be entrusted to them within the units. Also, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim did not fail to congratulate all the staff of AMIA and the instructors, but also and particularly our brothers, the Moroccan, French, and American cooperant for their ability and their sacrifices in order to make this military academy a real success for the benefit of the defense and security forces of our country. After 3 years of hard work, the 11th class, outgoing class, pasted the flag to the third year's training. The future 12th class who will finish their academic curriculum next year. This passing of the baton is a ritual and demonstrate the perpetuation of the traditions of the Djiboutian army. At the end of the speeches, the Minister of Interior and Acting Minister of Defense, Saeed Noor Hassan, accompanied by General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, the Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, proceeded to the award of the stripes to the rank of second lieutenant to the entire class after 3 years of hard work and personal sacrifices. The 27 laureates have largely deserved their officer rank. This was followed by a very solemn moment, so much awaited in the life of any officer. It is about taking an oath to serve the nations and to swear fidelity, loyalty, obedience, and devotion to the ultimate sacrifice. Thus, this young officer will be integrated into the different regiment of the armed forces, and their lives will be henceforth governed by the regulations of the general discipline.
maqlay ilwaadey markiyan askari gala arligaynu leenahay eba ugu dhaartoon ogada xilsaaray.
The Minister of Interior Saeed Nuh Hassan and the Director General of the National Agency for Persons with Disability Duale Saeed Mahamoud proceeded this morning to the signing of a partnership agreement in the Cabinet of the Minister of Interior. The signing ceremony of partnership agreement is part of the framework to improve the living conditions of the disabled people and the respect of their fundamental rights. This convention will guarantee the access of disabled people to the different institutions attached to the Ministry of Interior to facilitate the accompaniment and the communication with disabled people. For his part, the Director General of the National Agency for Persons with Disability, Duale Saeed Mahamoud, stressed in his speech that the National Agency for Persons with Disability aims to promote participation, integration, and equal opportunities for people with disability in all areas and social life. He said that this convention aims to describe the conditions of commitment and obligation between the two parties as part of improving the living conditions of people with disability. For his part, the Minister of Interior, Saeed Nuh Hassan, said that today we are brought together to sign conventions with the Department of NPH is a historic moment. This convention will facilitate, will increase the partnership between the services provided by the Minister of Interior and the needs that he will be expressing the population concerned in the Department of the NPH. The Minister of Economy and Finance in charge of industry, Ilyas Musa Dawale, participated in the second International Forum on Cooperation under the high patronage of President Abdel Fattah in the new administrative capital as the countries continues to prepare for the COP27. The 3 days forum was attended by a host of various African ministers of finance, economy, and environment, as well as a host of international personalities, development partners, international financial institutions, and representatives of the NGOs and research centers. The Egypt ICF Forum discussed a host of issues, including ways to secure financing for the climate change agenda with the aim of moving from commitments and financial pledge to the actual implementation of rapid and tangible measures in line with the decision taken by the African Health State Summit on adaptations in Rotterdam. The forum was also continued with several roundtables on the promotions of investment projects available in Egypt for the presentations at COP27 and on the international cooperation for climate adaptation. The president of the Arta Solar 7 soccer club, Tommy Tayoro Nikos, held a press conference at the Djibouti Palace Campus Key this Wednesday, September 7, 2022, on the occasions of the signing of international player Salomon Kalou, as well as 8 new other new player. The conference was attended by the club president, Tommy Tayoro Nikos, the club's secretary general, Malik Ali Dini, the head coach, Forger Thierry Christian, the entire team of Arta Solar 7, and various journalists. During the conference, the club president introduced the international player Salomon Kalou, an experienced and talented striker. The strikers has played for Dutch teams, Feyenoord and Excelsior Premier League. The Ivorian striker expressed his great joy to join Arta Solar 7 after a long career in Europe. The African player who played in Europe wanted, for the most part, to return to play to develop the African Championship. I am very happy to be here with the young player from Burkina Faso, Djibouti, Guadeloupe. It is a very good mix. I found myself at home, he said. Continuing, he revealed his ambition is for this team. With this team, we have goals to qualify for a Champions League of Africa. For me, who won a European Champions League, it is important for me to win an African Champions League. This is the first time I come to Djibouti. I will learn with the young players and share my experience with them. He said for his part, the president of Arta Solar Djibouti, Tyrone Tommy Nikos, expressed his satisfaction to welcome Salomon Kalou in his tables. Kalou is not the only player recruited by Arta Solar 7. Indeed, 8 new other players alongside him have also been signed, including 4 Djiboutians and 5 international players. They are N'Guessan Gil Privata, Kennedy Abdul Aziz, Mahdi Hussein Mahabe, Mohamed Fouad, Omar Mohamed Mahmoud, and Omar Mohamed Mahmoud, Dilo Christopher, Donald Melachio Douankala, and Tadeo Wanga. The team seems to be fully prepared for its match on Sunday, September 11, against Al Merreikh Sporting Club, a Sudanese team. Now listen to the press conference.
Salomon, you are without any doubt a very good player. I've been watching you when you were playing in Chelsea, and I'm a huge fan. My question is, what's your method of passing your experiences that you had in Europe to our player scene and your new teammates? Thank you. Mohamed Huma's question, so I'm going to ask you in English. What's the purpose of you, or the thing that made you, the factor that made you leave Simba, the club Simba, and come here to Arta Solar? Like, what's the project? I know that we have a vision and everything, but what's that factor that made you think and say, like, okay, I gotta go there? What's that factor?
Share my experience with the young players. Yeah, my new teammates. Yeah, I mean, the most important for me to share my experience with them, but also learn from them, because the young players, they have, they have also the quality. If you take all of them, some of them are a lot of great quality. So we're gonna work together as a teammate. It's a win-win. I'm going to show them some stuff, they're going to show me some stuff, so we're here to grow together as a unit, because alone, nobody can achieve anything. So we're going to work as a teammate and then keep working hard.
The first thing is when the president calls, no one can refuse. And I came here for a challenge. I was in Simba Sports Club, and last 2 seasons, I played up to quarterfinals in the Champions League, and Arta's ambition is to first qualify for the group stages. So I came here to help that team and to help me also, like, to go further. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. President for believing in me and calling me to be part of this team.
Now listen to the international player participant in this press conference. The president of the Arta Solar 7 club, Tayoro Tommy Nikos, expressed his satisfaction to welcome Salomon Kalou in his table. It was no secret that he is here today among us, and I say a big thank you. This year we have recruited a lot of players who come from various backgrounds beyond Africa. I am proud of that. This is a special season for us because we are going to move to a higher level. It is following a long investigations and cross-checking of information that the gendarmes of the Section of Research and Documentation have dismantled this Saturday, September 3, 2022, suspected networks of trafficking in precious stones. Indeed, during operations simultaneously conducted on several points of the city of Djibouti, the gendarmes of the SRD have been able to put their hands on 9 suspected traffickers of precious stones. The various searches that were carried out allowed the discovery of various quantities of diamond and ruby in the raw state, but also more than 1 kilograms of californium, chemical elements, radioactive and harmful. It should be noted that to date the market values of the stones says it among to more than 1,400,000,000 of our franc. At the end of the diligent investigations, the 9 persons suspected in this case were referred to the prosecutor of the Republic. Following the opening of the judicial inquiry, they were all imprisoned in the civil prison of Gabod. The National Gendarmerie warns the traffickers of all illegal goods that the fight will be constant and effective and will be conducted day and night. And we regret to announce the death of Mr. Mustafa Muhammad Saeed in Djibouti on the morning of 5 September 2022. Retired from the banking sector, he was known for his sympathy and benevolence. He leaves behind a widow and 8 children and 9 grandchildren. May Allah welcome him into his vast eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. For the international scene, the World Cup trophy continues its journey in Africa. It was necessary to queue up yesterday at Grand Theatre in Dakar, Senegal, to see the FIFA World Cup trophy. The privileged people are struggling to come back to earth. The mere presence on these golden clubs makes one dream. The Lions of Teranga are housed in Group A along with Ecuador, the Netherlands and Qatar, the host countries of 2022 editions of the World Cup. Meanwhile, the trophy continues its operation seductions on the continent. It is in Cameroon this Thursday before flying Friday to Morocco and Tunisia. Ghana was the first step of its round of African countries that have composted their ticket for the global appointment of the round ball in Qatar. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.